Redemption City. This is the Stories Podcast. I'm Pastor Matt, and beside me today is everyone's favorite, Courtney Fox.
Hello, everyone.
Include clapping, way to go. And we are talking to Cody and Jessa Henson, and then as a bonus, we have the homie Lincoln. So you might hear him from time to time. So before we get kind of into your story and everything, I have a couple of quotes I wanted to read out. So Brittany Mahomes said that the time she spent at Jessa's house as a kid was her favorite time of her life. And then Patrick Mahomes said playing high school baseball with Cody was the highlight, the pinnacle really of his athletic career. What's your reaction to those statements?
Go ahead, you go first.
No comment.
Cody's had an NDA. You can't talk about it.
I made up the quotes, although part of that was all true. Well, you guys, thank you for your time today.
Of course. Yeah.
So let's jump in. Okay, so Cody, tell us all about your childhood. Where'd you grow up? Well, family of origin. How'd that go?
Okay. So I grew up in White House, Texas. It's right just south of Tyler, but most people call it Tyler. We grew up, the four of us. I had a half sister with my mom's side. And then when she turned 17, she moved out, and I was around 5, so she's 12 years older. And then we stayed there till high school. We moved to a different house, but still in White House. And then grew up, went to college there in Tyler for nursing, and then worked there as a nurse for 4 years. And then after that, school brought us up here to Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm. So you did more school?
More school, yeah.
After UT Tyler, I'm assuming?
Yes. 3 more years at Texas Wesleyan University.
Nice. And so you grew up in church?
Sort of, yeah. My dad's got a cool story. He's got a cooler story of, I guess, redemption, you would say. Mm-hmm. When we were 9, we started going back to church. So before 9 years old, when I was 9,
really.
Yeah, no church. My dad lived a different life, but grew up in church, like with his family and parents, and then had a heart attack, turned it around. Yeah. Wow. And then we all started going to church together, and then stayed in church ever since.
Did the heart attack kind of scare him straight, or what was the...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then when Dad turned back, everybody else did?
Yeah.
So basically the exact same for you, Jessa. So family of origin, you did grow up in White House. That part's similar. So tell the church a little bit about how you grew up.
Yeah. So I was born in the Philippines, actually, and I moved to America when I was 8 years old. My mom was the first one in our entire family to go to the States, and it was during the time where there was a lot of need for nurses, specifically Filipino nurses at the time were going here. Anyway, so 8 years later, we followed her. And
your mom was here 8 years before you got here.
I did not know that.
Wow, I didn't either.
Yeah. So she scrounged up some money for us to be able to come here. Wow. She would visit from time to time, but yeah, I would only see her like a month out of the year when my dad and I were still in the Philippines. But yeah, so 8 years later, we're here, and we moved to White House out of all the places. And we grew up Catholic, and that was the primary religion in the Philippines is Catholic. It's just like you can feel people love and believe in God and Jesus, but I really didn't read the Bible until attending here. Mm-hmm. Like I knew verses, heard of verses here and there, but I've never read the Bible before. And then now I do a daily Bible study with Caitlin.
Yeah. Lincoln has to add something. By the way, for those listening, you just got to know the whole time Jessa is talking, Lincoln is grabbing her face. He's looking at her. She's passing the baby. And moms have this ability to keep focus while babies poke them in the eyes that I just don't think we have, Cody.
Not at all. There's some snacks.
Okay, so how did y'all meet?
Oh, yeah.
How did that happen?
So that was another thing that I feel like, okay, God is definitely in the presence of that as an 8-year-old, like
8th grade.
8th grade. Yeah. Again, like There could be anywhere in the world that we could have moved to from the Philippines, but we moved to White House, Texas. And so we met in 8th grade, and it's kind of cheesy. Like, okay, so there was this purse that I had that all the boys played with because the strap would come off, and he was the last one to grab it. And at that point, I was annoyed that they were all taking my bag. So I turn around and like grab the strap, and we make like eye contact, and it felt like it was like 15 minutes. It was so weird.
Wow. Okay.
Goodness.
And then I had to like turn away. I'm like, ugh, that was weird. And then,
It was as cool as an 8th grade moment can be.
yeah.
I saw it much more awkward, but yeah.
I said, Cody, what's your perspective? Because you don't seem like it.
I remember playing with the purse, and then we looked at each other for a second, and then it was a longer second, but yeah.
Yeah, it felt so
Amazing.
long. Yeah. It was not like a love at first sight. It was like weird because you're in 8th grade and you're like, ugh, that was weird.
Maybe he's the
What
one.
was that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then like, how did y'all end up together from the longing look? You know.
We started like formally dating junior year of high school.
Okay.
My best friend was going to prom, and he's like, you need to go to prom. And I said, no. And he like kept pressuring me, and he's like, just ask Jessa. And so I did. And then we started dating after that.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
In time after that.
Yeah.
So how old were when you got married? Young, right? Early 20s.
Yeah, early 20s. Good answer.
So
20-something.
Jessa, your background is Catholic, and then a little, like Filipino Catholic at that. And then Cody, you're, a Baptist since you were 9, right? Ish. And then now y'all have, so now you get married, and now you get the opportunity to figure out spirituality together. So what was that like? And really, what advice would you give to a young couple in a similar, because that's a pretty common deal.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to a young couple in a similar situation?
I thought it was very difficult at first. Very, very difficult, actually. So in college, we went to different Bible studies. One was, what's the big one, the Baptist one at colleges?
BSU or BSM?
BSM. Mm-hmm. So we went to one of those at the junior college that she was at in town, and we went because some friends from high school were there, and they said it was good. And that whole Bible study was like this one sort of minister guy, like just the whole thing was about Catholicism and how wrong it was.
Oh no.
And that was me like trying to invite her to go to church and stuff.
First time I've ever been to Bible study.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like I could feel like the sweat in my back and just feeling awkward.
Yeah.
And so it was very difficult. And I feel like I would try to make changes and stuff like with her myself and stuff like that. And I feel like what God taught me through all that was like just pray about it and just be faithful to let him be in control. You can't change somebody or anything like that. Just
Exactly.
yeah.
So be patient.
Yeah.
Pray, be patient.
Yeah.
Keep trying. Jessa, what's your perspective on it?
In the beginning, when we first got married, I felt like we were very stuck on like he's Baptist, I'm Catholic, like that's how we grew up, and we had to figure out that the religion that we're in is not, are we holding on to it because it's something that we've always known and that's what our parents have raised us to be, or is it truly because we are following God, we are following Jesus Christ,
That's the idea.
Loving and living out his word. And so that was something that I struggled with a lot. And I didn't want to convert to Baptist because my husband was Baptist.
Right.
Sure.
And that be the only reason. And honestly, I had a couple of instances that hurt my feelings about not just the incident in college, but also at the church that he was attending at the time, I had something happen. So there was a lot of things that, like, my heart was super guarded with Baptists. And to be honest, when we first started attending Redemption City, I'm really glad that it didn't say Baptist Church on it, because I guarantee that I don't think I would have came.
Yeah.
Just because I was hurt before, and I just had this idea of what a general Baptist was. And and so as soon as we attended here, and it was actually here at South Hills, it was like the 5 p.m.
Yeah.
like random Wednesday or something, and there was like just 10 people here. Immediately, I just felt everyone's love and genuine sincerity of wanting a relationship with God and wanting to help you get closer to God. And that is what really resonated with us, and what I think I've taken away in our marriage and being away from our parents is that growing into our faith together as a husband and wife, that we have our own definition of that and not just mix with family influences. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Your family's instilled faith and led you, to Jesus, and then now it's your family and y'all are pursuing Jesus, and I think that's great. So, so you mentioned, coming to like one of the original. You mentioned coming to one of the original, like preview services. Before we even formed as a church, Redemption City, as it stands today, is really 4.5 years old, and so for somebody who became part of our church this past week and has no idea, like walk them through what that's like your day one people, like from preview services to the why, to the merge, to today, now leading ministries and doing all this stuff that y'all do, big on your family. Just like walk somebody through all of that, what that's like, to be formed in the church and as the church has kind of grown and reached new people.
It's been extremely impactful, really, because my original plan, like set from day one, was like come up here, go to school for 3 years. When I'm done, go back to East Texas and work there. And this, I'm very honest when I say like the only reason we're still in Fort Worth is because of Redemption City and like the people we've met and the church. Yeah, I remember the YMCA, the setups. Those were fun.
Cody would
Feels
get
like
there.
you really meant that. Yeah. Feels like you really meant that.
Yeah, he would get there at 6:30 or 7 and start laying cable. And after a long week of putting people to sleep and the whole thing, that's for a job.
Yeah.
Just so yeah, come and serve early. Oh yeah,
that's right.
As a hobby.
It's a hobby is what he does. Yeah.
You can definitely see God throughout it, throughout like the preview services being at South Hills and coming back to merge. Like that's not a coincidence. Nope. Yeah, Redemption City has been very impactful in our growth.
Well, y'all have been impactful. I can't imagine Redemption City without the Hensons. So, yeah, it's just this amazing thing, these shared memories to think about, like when we landed the Y and then the beginnings of the merge and then now, and just to see all these new people coming. I can't believe it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't believe it either.
I can't believe it either.
I think the timing that we moved here was right around the same time that you guys moved here and planted this church. And again, another thing that when we reflect about, okay, yeah, we're here in Fort Worth, like, no, God really led us here and led us to these steps then to what we are now. And like the things that we do at the church, like I would have never foreseen the amount of time that we invest in church. Like I would have never seen that to be either one of us, maybe more you than me, but definitely not like the way that we move here is totally new. And there's no way that I think that we would have grown to what we're doing now and how much we are really being like active Christians if not for Redemption City Church.
I do,
Good.
I do, my heart goes out to like, several times you're in evangelical settings and there's Catholic bashing going on. And then, you mentioned how, really had never engaged in the scriptures that much. And I think that would shock a lot. I think that when people hear that in our church, they're going to be like, what? She's like a Bible scholar,
No.
She leads a ministry with all these. So what's that like of, you get here, you love Jesus, you're in, and now you're hearing all these things like, so pray, and, we can read the Bible, and we can serve and do and go. Walk us through that kind of like growth from never really engaging in the scriptures. Now you're in all these Bible studies, helping lead ministries and, all this kind of stuff. What's that?
Yeah. So before we even stepped foot in Redemption City Church, I had this yearning of finding where my place should be. When we moved here to Fort Worth, my identity was an ICU nurse. In fact, it was still height of COVID, and that was a lot during COVID. Like, our hospital was the first in Tyler to receive the first COVID patient, and I mean, they were really sick, like sedated, like paralyzed, like it was a lot of work. And so my personality, or I thought of myself as this like intense ICU nurse. And then when I moved here to Fort Worth, I'm like, okay, I know I don't want to do that anymore because he is full-time school. And I don't think that I could continue to work night shift and work that severely hard and still like do stuff around the house and whatever. So I work at Baylor and found like a different position that I thought, okay, I am going to invest all my time in this. This is where I'm going to find fulfillment. I don't know what it is, but this is it. So I put all of my time and effort in this hospital, and I climbed up and was part of a bunch of committees, and one particular committee that you could actually like speak with the CEO and the CNO, and then you can have input about the finance in the hospital. Like, it was something. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to continue to work at this. This is it. But still, I felt like I lacked fulfillment. I cried a lot when I would go home because my work wasn't hitting it, and I didn't know what it was. And I was kind of jealous of him, honestly, because he was shooting for his goals of wanting to be a CRNA, and he was doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what about me? What do I do, God? I don't know. And I prayed about it a lot because I have exhausted what I thought, all the things that I could do. So I'm like, okay, let's just pray. So
Yeah.
I prayed about it, and I feel like I got to a breaking point where I just cried all the time, and I like didn't know, and it made me even more lean into God.
Wow.
And at that point, I stopped doing things that I thought like, okay, God, yeah, I'm going to pray about it. Show me what to do, but I'm going to still do this and see if that works out. And then you tell me if like that's right or wrong. I just like stopped and did nothing and just waited for him. And then sometime in between through all that waiting, we are involved and we find church, and it feels different than something that we've done before. And like I said, that genuine feeling and that nurturing feeling of really wanting to get to know you and grow you and like, and then like the food bank too, like before even introducing the food bank to you, I did research for work, because the work that I, at the committee that I was a part of at the time, wanted to find some sort of like, I don't know. Like
Outreach.
an outreach thing. And they said that they would provide a certain amount of money and that we could use it to whatever. And so I'm like, okay, we used to do the food bank in Tyler when we were in nursing school, and we really enjoyed it. I'm like, maybe I can find something with that. And I spoke with somebody. They were really excited to be a part of it with Baylor. And then when I presented it to the committee, they chose a different thing, which is fine because, I mean, any kind of outreach is wonderful, and we helped in a different way. But now I'm like, okay, I have all this information about the food bank. I don't know what to do with it.
Now what?
Honestly, it's useless because it's for a group setting. So I'm like, okay, I just forgot about it. And then like a year later,
someone was on stage.
And she mentioned that she wanted to do more of like outreach, volunteer things, and mentioned the food bank as an example. And I like turned to Cody. I'm like, well, okay, wait, I just did all that research. Maybe I can mention that.
Yeah.
So after church, I told you, and this was still at the Y, and you were like, yeah, great idea. And you're like, okay, do it. And then I'm like, what?
What do you mean?
And in my head, like, I've never done this before. And when I presented it to you, I thought it'd be like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. Here's a person that can help you do it and like tell them what to do. But I'd never expected. He's like, okay, do it. And I'm like, all right. And I'm glad you did, because it pushed me.
Yeah.
And it helped me like get to a point where I am now, but it helped me put all of like these ideas that I had and make it a reality. And you just supported that. And I'm so grateful to you for that. Because also that was another thing that I told Cody, that like why we love this church so much is that it's so cool to be able to have an idea and have this feeling in your heart, and people nurture that and they encourage you to do it.
Yeah.
And like, what other place? So sorry, it's like making me emotional.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I was like, I'm about to cry. That's so good.
Yeah. So, I feel like we share y'all's story a lot. If I ever don't know my next word, I'll be like, just like when Jessa, I feel like we share it. And so recently at the Mission Summit, a lady came forward and she's like, I wonder if have y'all ever thought about like doing the Special Olympics? I go, yeah. Pointed at her, yeah, we should. And she goes, okay. So I think we're going to do that next. All the great movements in Christian history have been by like normal people, not by like the professionals. And so, in my last church, there was a guy, he was a bug man. He killed bugs for a living, and she was a teacher, Bob and Abigail Angove. And they had this idea that like Christians should do more. Like, there's a lot of foster kids in Western North Carolina. Well, they should do something about it. But all of a sudden, they just got the idea they can make a difference. And they fostered a child, and then they got some of us on board. Fast forward, like, it's been probably 8 years now, and that one church fosters like 35% of the kids in that half of the state. And so, yeah, if you're listening and you got an idea that you think they should get in on, God's calling you to do it.
Right.
And that means so much, Jessa. Thanks. Y'all did the work. It was your idea. Y'all got after it. Now there's like 30 or 40 or more people at least once a month. Kathy and somebody's up here all the time packing
Doing
boxes and
something,
getting
yeah.
ready.
Yeah, and I love that because of the impact that it makes on our community too. Like,
Right.
it's not just you saw so far beyond, like, a lot. We can get really trapped in like where we are, and you were like, no, like, we can be out there. And I think that that's y'all showing up every second Saturday and being there for these people, praying. Like, you make it so much more than just. I mean, it's big enough that you're out there giving out food, right? But like, y'all are praying with them. You're getting to know the people who are coming through. Like, people just want to be seen, and you have found such a beautiful way to allow people to be seen.
Thank you. Yeah.
So now your parents.
Oh.
Okay, so how Link that I'm looking at right now. So he's one and change. Okay.
Yep.
So he's between 1 and 2. That's all we got to know. Okay.
Yeah.
So how's that going? What's it like? New mom and dad. Strong believers. Love your. How's that? He's reaching out to me.
Lincoln, you got any you want to share? No.
He's wanting another snack.
It's definitely been a lot of learning. It's been hard work for sure, like everyone says. But yeah, I feel like we've learned a lot and grown a lot because of him too. And I feel like some people say, like newborns their favorite or 1-year-olds their favorite. It seems like it keeps getting better.
Yes.
As it goes. So
I love you guys, like family. So grateful for both of you. Grateful for your friendship. Like I said earlier, couldn't imagine our church without y'all. Wandering into the preview service that first time.
Yeah.
And so thanks for some of your time. I love you dearly.
Y'all are the best. I love you so much. Yay. Way to go, Lincoln.